Hey, but the $1 million man always gets his way.
Yeah, it's like the illest posse cut right here, man. Sean Watts on the track. Zeus, Don One, Rude Boy, Quill, The Gift, and yours truly, Fred Knoxxx. I'm 1 in a million with $1 million flow. Fred DiBiase got the power in it though. If it's a problem, let me know, or I suggest you let it go. Cause it ain't worth the problems that'll be knocking at your door, homie. Please don't make me hurt you. Disrespect the boss, ain't treated like Virgil. Cause when I write raps, it's beyond your price tag. He's a waste of man.
Welcome everybody back to Around Da Bloxxx with Mike Knoxxx. And as always, it is a pleasure and an honor to be here with you guys. Again, my name is Mike Knoxxx, and indeed, I spell my name with 3 X's because like the go-home shows of past, I am still hardcore. What the hell we watched last night? I couldn't tell you guys. Listen, a lot to discuss this morning as this brief impromptu Around Da Bloxxx with Mike Knoxxx WWE Monday Night Raw Go Home show. Listen, I don't know what's going on in Vincent Kennedy McMahon's head. Okay? With that being said, it's a little disappointing, right? Because I am the happy voice for the WWE, for the voices of the fans who don't believe in it can be a good product. Who those who hate the WWE product. I've always tried to be that bridge, if you will, so to speak, between the non-WWE fans and WWE fans. I find myself always stuck in the middle. And when I'm stuck in the middle, no money, no monkey, I feel like I have to be honest and be real. And that's right here, right now, as we are live on Wrestling Central, as we are live on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, as we are live on Twitter, Facebook, and wherever social media is sold, which is absolutely free. Listen, I completely have an issue with what we saw last night. This is the road to WrestleMania. This is the go-home show to the granddaddy of them all. I don't feel like that. I look over my top 6 WrestleMania moments of all time, right? Favorite matches. End of an era match. Triple H versus Undertaker, WrestleMania 28. I was there. My first WrestleMania. As Nico Extra would say, probably the greatest 2-kick count out of all time. You got the super kick, sweet chin music, followed by the pedigree, followed by a 2 count from the Undertaker. Remember how you felt going to that go-home show? The Rock, John Cena. Remember how you felt? Let me go back to WrestleMania 17, the triple threat ladder match. I call it WrestleMania 2000 as the Dudleys, Edge, and Christian and the Hardy Boys go. Remember that go-home show? Where have they gone? Like, I get that we are in probably the second worst WrestleMania of all time with the pandemic era. But last year, I was probably more confident and excited about WrestleMania than I was made last night. Now, here's why they're called go-home shows. Now, I get the WWE Network is no longer with us. It has passed away. We have its remains. Even the soul of the WWE Network doesn't really exist on Peacock. Whatever the hell Peacock has of the WWE Network is a small comparison to what the network actually had and actually what it gave away. I didn't have a problem with the network going to Peacock at first until they just started deleting certain content. I felt like, hey, if you got network, you got Peacock too. Peacock's a good, streaming service. Put them together, you got a winner. But with that being said, last year's WrestleMania gave me, it was a pandemic. I was helpful. I was grateful. We did shows about it. We spoke about it. We talked about it. We dissected it. We dissected it, if you will, so to speak. We broke it down about what was good and what was bad. As I'm looking forward to this coming WrestleMania, right? Just to be really transparent with you. Because I always say when it comes to WrestleMania, it's literally about the moments, right? What you remember out of WrestleMania is what you're going to get. And to me, when you look at WrestleMania, you look at what you're going to get. You look at the card. You look at what you got versus what you got, right? Because sometimes you can look at a show and you go, that shit was ass. But you're looking at night one, right? You're looking at the EST Sasha versus Sasha Banks. That is Bianca Belair night one. You're looking at what we saw last night as McIntyre takes on the almighty Bobby Lashley, night one. You're looking at Cesaro taking on Seth Rollins, night one. Yeah, I know, big stupid. The stupid Express Braun Strowman versus Shane McMahon. Why? You got AJ Styles, the phenomenal, one of the greatest to ever do it, with an up-and-comer, almost going against the New Day, the greatest WWE tag team of all time. Night one. Bad Bunny versus The Miz and Morrison, night one. You look at night one, you go, not too bad, but it's in WrestleMania. We fast forward to night two. Triple threat match as the return of Edge versus the head of the table versus the Yes Movement's own Daniel Bryan. Triple threat match. You look at The Fiend versus Randy Orton. Where the hell were they at last night? You look at Raw as a go-home show. We got last week. She's sitting on a swing, being the Oscar award-winning nominee artist actress she should be, and Alexa Bliss, and you have this burnt up, looking like Chucky doll next to her, and Bray Wyatt. You have the legend killer, the apex, the end all, the be all, who has done it all, in Randy Orton. You look at Asuka versus Rhea Ripley. You look at black on black crime as Big E takes on Apollo. You look at, yes, the promo that he cut last night, and we'll get into it as well. Matt Riddle and Sheamus for the U.S. title. Kevin Owens, KO Mania 5 is alive versus Sami Zayn. And you look at these cards, look at the potential of these matches. You go, not bad. Excuse the background, guys. I'm in the process of moving. Everything that was and is gone. And we're getting up out of here, building something bigger and better for you to look at. Well, for me, for you to choose to tune in, to listen to. But you look at this card, right? And you go, it can be nothing wrong with this until you look at how the execution is. Now, the excellent execution, who's giving away one of the best titles of it, to him, the most recognizable WWE title, the one that means the most, Wing Eagle title, even say, this is that time of year. Talking about Bret Hart, those who don't know and couldn't catch up because this is a show for intelligent wrestling fans. But yes, Vanessa, they are all great matches until you look at the execution. And that's where I have an issue with, because I never complain. I never bitch like most wrestling fans. It is actually my job, as I just said earlier, to be the bridge between the WWE fan base and the non-WWE fan base. But there's a time when I've always said this, I am as real as they come. I don't pull no punches. I don't work for no company. I tell you how I feel as a wrestling fan, because I perceive wrestling differently than most people. I am 45 years old. I have children half your ages. I watch them through my children's eyes, my children's lenses, and they're innocent. They still go for the good guy versus the bad guy. So I applaud the good guy, bad guy thing. But last night's execution, Vince, has to be arguably one of the worst go-home shows I've ever seen. I sat in bed this morning, if you will, and I asked myself, you get your lazy ass up with no background to go do a go-home show review. And I said, you know what? If the go-home show was good last night, I'd have got on here and came on here and praised the WWE for being all they do. Right? I'd have came on here, go WWE! Yeah! Let's go! We got them! We did it! What a go-home show! I'm so hyped! Yes! It's Title Tuesday! It's Title Tuesday! Shout out to King Coley in the Bell King world! It's a great day! It's WrestleMania! We got the Hall of Fame today! It's the road to WrestleMania! Everything is beautiful in wrestling land! And then you see that shit last night. You know, I know it wasn't good, because I watch wrestling in my room, because I play the game, National Championship games, and everything. My kids watch wrestling downstairs. I didn't hear a peep. Not a single peep. And when wrestling is good, it's too noisy. They running back and forth upstairs into my room. Dad, you see that? I didn't get none of that last night. Why? Because we got nothing worth it last night. None of it was worth it last night. And I'm upset with that. Let's talk about what happened real fast. Xavier Woods beats AJ Styles Kofi Kingston interferes. Braun Strowman, the Stupid Express, defeats Elias and Jackson Riker to set up him and Shane. Miz and Morrison deface Bad Bunny's Bugatti, which is a mixed crowd. I go to an all Puerto Rican barbershop. Some are loving it who don't even watch wrestling or are excited about it. Some are just like, I'll watch it because it's Bad Bunny. Some like music, some don't. It's a culture thing. It's an age, if that's such a word, I just made it up. It's an age gap right there between those who will accept him, who wasn't. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, Beauty and the Beast, took on Asuka and Rhea Ripley. We know who won that match because Rhea Ripley steps away. Why did Asuka even accept the tag team match after last week, getting hit in the mouth and just laying there? The women's tag team channel matches become official WrestleMania. We got Bobby Lashley beating up the Hurt Business. We got Riddle who beats Mustafa. I love the promo he had backstage with the New Day. Clearly, marijuana represents Vince is not all the way out in touch. Weed is legal, especially here in Florida. So, hey, nothing illegal done there. But again, no Fiend. Again, no Randy Orton. How do you feel about the Hurt Business breaking up? Everybody's complaining about it, but I think it needed to let it go to play out. Two things with that. I don't like the Hurt Business being broken up. One of the reasons why I do not like the Hurt Business being broken up is because I think they could have went further with the Hurt Business. Now, what happens from there, we don't know. It's rumors that if you listen to the words carefully that MVP says, the Hurt Business isn't done. Just they're done with the Hurt Business. Talking about Cedric Alexander and Sheldon Benjamin. Now, here's the thing with the Hurt Business. If they choose to do it this way, it could go on for a while. I'm okay with the Hurt Business being broken up as long as it comes back. But here's the thing that we do know, or if you don't know, let me educate you a little bit about Vincent Kennedy McMahon and where he stands, okay? You can hear this from, Bully Ray and Tommy Dreamer and Jericho. If you just listen to how Vince thinks, right, on their radio shows. And Vince is known for, here go a main event. He wants guys to stand out away from other guys. And Vince will probably feel like the Hurt Business will take away from Bobby's one-on-one, or, Bobby being the almighty that he is, having to have help. So for them breaking it up that way to go into WrestleMania, as a fan, honestly, I don't like it. Hurt Business to me, as an African-American, it was huge. And I don't know a single black man didn't like the Hurt Business. The T-shirts were fly. It brought back life to guys like Cedric Alexander, who we thought was done with. WWE had nothing for him. It gave him life. It gave him storyline. So the Benjamin we know is there to be an anchor for other wrestlers. People gotta understand when it comes to wrestling. When you bring back legends don't necessarily have to go over. They got to be over enough to get the younger competition over. And so the Benjamin is still doing that very, very well. Not at his prime, but he's still there and still good enough to do what he's doing. So overall, the Hurt Business breaking up, it's a catch-22 for me, as long as they bring it back, but I'm okay with it for now because that's just how Vince goes. And as an intelligent wrestling fan, that's just how the business goes. Thanks for that question coming from Facebook. You probably got it on the Facebook chats. I couldn't get your name, so I apologize. But I look at this and I watch this go home show and I'm excited. It's still WrestleMania week. The Hall of Fame is still today. I think they made a mistake by having Titus O'Neil be the recipient of the Warrior Award. I think that was a great opportunity and should have been an awesome opportunity for a real life hero like straight in the program, Shad Gaspar. Okay, we had JTG on this program who also was petitioning for it to be Shad be the Warrior recipient award. And I get it. Maybe they didn't want to do that because they was giving a smite towards Brody Lee. Give it to both of them. The reason why I say give it to Shad over Brody is because it's called the Warrior Award. It's been known for giving it to heroes like the children and the guys like that. And who has been more of a hero in these years, in my opinion, not just because he's a friend of mine, than Shad. He saved his son from drowning. He gave up his own life for his son. It gets no more heroic than that. It gets no more Warrior Award than that. So I do think Vince and them dropped the ball on that one. But overall, when it comes to the Hall of Fame, people get their butt hurts. Everybody goes in the Hall of Fame. I don't care if it's Khali over in the great Khali to American fans was nothing but a big joke. But he's a spokesperson for India. He is big over there in India. He's the only India world champion to date. Mustafa, or I'm saying his name, Muhammad. I forget his name right now. You know what I'm talking about? He's Canadian, so that doesn't really count. But overall, the Hall of Fame is tonight. See, so they want you to get excited because they roll out this yellow brick road, right? As you go around the block to Mike Knoxxx, down the red carpet to the Hall of Fame, on your way to Stand Deliver, right into WrestleMania, the road to WrestleMania, which you already started. It's supposed to be hyped about it. It's supposed to be excited about it. But how can you get hyped? How can you get excited about certain things when last night? But the history still tells you that tonight you have the Hall of Fame. Tomorrow you have Stand Deliver. Thursday you have part 2 on Peacock. And then, from there you go in. But I look at last night and I just go, this was absolutely horrific to me for a go-home show. It had to be the worst go-home show I'd ever been a part to witness because I just didn't understand. It didn't get me hyped for the pay-per-view. Why are you having Rhea Ripley and Asuka in a tag team match as they fight on Sunday? Doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense that Asuka would even accept that match. As watching the show last night, I've never been more disappointed in a WWE go-home show. And I'm not, shout out to Vinny LaSpaza from the Spada Show. Shout out to my man Epps. Shout out to those wrestling fans that have been sick and tired of being sick and tired and are sick and tired of WWE and Vince McMahon's trash and crap. I can't argue with them if they complain about what we saw last night. Wrestling Central, Wrestling Civilization. Comment below. Let me know what you really thought about last night. I thought it was ass. I sat here and I really said, wow, this is the go-home show. So today I'm just going to complain about it and move on. I complain. I'm going to move on. Another question from Facebook before I go on to the rest of the show. It was great, I think, because they are no longer in the hurt business. They can be ringside and run in, main it, and help out Bobby because they took advantage of the system. I like that too. I heard that too. That I can see that happening. Let me rephrase that. I would like to see that happen. It was a big swerve with the hurt business, and he keeps the title. But just give him a little bit something away before the pregame show on Sunday for WrestleMania. I don't think Bobby Lashley wins the title or keeps the title or retains the title at WrestleMania. I think hands down it goes to McIntyre. This is what Vince wants. There's a reason he got Vince's sword, for heaven's sakes, as a prop to come out to the ring. This is Vince's title. Vince will give the title back to his Irish brother mate and Drew McIntyre. With that being said, listen, guys, I said here a couple weeks ago, and I literally saw the worst list ever made, which was the top 50 WWE women's list of all time. If you have not got an opportunity to check it out, I do encourage you to do just that and check it out. Here's my issue with this list, among several things, right? I'm bringing it up. And you have to look at this. At one second, we thought it was the greatest women's wrestling list of all time, right? Then you looked at it again and said, oh, no, WWE fixed it. It's not about wrestling. It's about WWE's greatest 50 superstars. And you go, okay, that makes sense. Until you read the list, you go, what the fuck is this? There's no way this is your top 50 list. And I'm going to just be real quick with this, okay? Tony Storm, Caitlyn. I'm reading from 50 to 1, okay? And I'm a little blind. I'm going to bring it up a little bit bigger, all right? Caitlyn, Kaylee Ray, Sonya Deville. Okay. Sazi Blackheart, top 50 greatest women superstars of all time. I'm going to stop with the faces, just keep reading, okay? Kelly, Candice LeRae, Nikki Cross, Layla, Amber Moon, Eve Torres, Lacey Evans, Jazz, 38. Shame, damn shame. Maurice, Nia Jax, Bianca Blair, Carmella, Gail Kim, Jacqueline, Kairi Sane, Naomi, Bull, Ivory, Melina, the Bella Twins at 26, Io Shirai, Luna Vachon, Stephanie McMahon, Michelle McCool, Rhea Ripley, Natalie, AJ Styles, Shayna Baszler, who I love, Paige, Sable, Molly Holly, Victoria, Alexa Bliss, Mickie James, Beth Phoenix, top 10, Bayley, Ronda Rousey, 1 year, Lita, Alundra Blaze, Sasha Banks, Asuka, Chyna, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Trish Stratus. Now we all know that I think Trish Stratus, or that I believe that Charlotte Flair is the greatest women's wrestler of all time. But that's okay. That's their list, which I think they completely fucked up on. I will post my list after I tell you my list in every group, on every Twitter, on every social media, so you can debate it with me and comment below and let me know all you want to. All right. First of all, I think lists should all have a, how should I say, a criteria. You just can't say, well, they're number one because I want them to be. Why are they number one? All right. To me, the four most important things in professional wrestling are as follows. Number one is star power. Do the world know you? Right? When you say Sting, they think of two people, two different Stings, the singer and the wrestler. Simple as that. You think Hogan, you know who he is. Do the world know them? That's the number one thing in wrestling is star power. Doesn't care. It's not about in-ring ability. It's about star power. Wrestling is nothing without storyline. I don't care who you are. Okay? If Bret Hart didn't come up with the moniker, the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be, and the attitude to go along with the in-ring awesomeness that he possesses, he would not have been as great as he was. Number two, your impact on the company in which you work for. That means the business and the era they were a part of. So think about that. There's eras in wrestling, right? How was their impact in that certain era? Number three, storyline in the business. Why? Because I tell you all the time, wrestling is storyline. And then number four, which matters to a lot of people, is number one, but it isn't. It is the fourth most important thing to being a professional wrestler. And then it's actually in-ring ability. And not just your style of wrestling. That means sports entertainment wrestling as well. Okay? The Rock is one of the greatest sports entertainment wrestlers of all time. But The Rock's not wrestling against or as great as Bret Hart. Simple as that, right? So with that being said, that's my criteria for being on any wrestling list. I'm going to go from bottom to top to bottom. Here we go. At number 50. Come on, dog. Who was more over in the Attitude Era to be on number 50 on this list than the Hoes? The whole train. Pimpin' easy, man. Say what you want to say. The Hoes were over. And they're over more than Shotzi Blackheart and any of them girls that was on this list that was named by WWE's top 50. They're just trying to be politically correct and putting everybody on there from different eras. No. And I understand you don't have Mae Young. I understand you don't have, help me out. You know, the other old lady can't give them out right now because of the things they did with the sex trafficking and things like that. But hey, I digress. At number 49, I'm going up again. So 50, the Hoes. Tamina, Candice LeRae, Io Shirai, Kari Singh, Jazz, Caitlyn, Rhea Ripley, Shayna Baszler, Lua Vachon, Carmella, Miss Jackie, Nia Jax, Gail Kim, Alicia Fox, people, is the female version of R-Truth. Bull Nakano, Layla, Eve Torres, Sunny, Melina, Sensational Sherry, Naomi, Maurice, Molly Holly, Ivory, Victoria, Mickey James, Kelly Kelly, Stacey Keebler, Tori Wilson. You have girls who have graced the cover of Playboy. It gets no bigger than that, Vince. And let's keep it real before I go any further. With any female wrestling list, if you're going to call her as a female wrestler because she is a women's wrestler, China should be number one. Point blank. There's no one better than the ninth wonder of the world. She's number one on everybody's list, whether you want to admit it or not. I didn't admit it. She's number 3 on mine. I digress. Now you got Stacey Keebler, Tori Wilson, Melina, Michelle McCool. All right, so my top 20 go Melina, Michelle McCool, Paige, AJ Lee, Alexa Bliss, Bayley, Beth Phoenix, Miss Elizabeth, Sable, Ronda Rousey is 11. She doesn't deserve to be in the top 10. She doesn't spend enough time there. I don't care about her one main event. If without her, they wouldn't have had a main event at WrestleMania. I don't care. She's 11. She's not 10. She gave us 1 year. Top 10. Talk about it below. Let me know, and I will post it also. And I'm ready for the smoke. Come at me, bro. Top 10. Lita, Stephanie McMahon, Asuka, Becky Lynch, Alundra Blaze, Sasha Banks, The Bella Twins. I would put Nikki alone, but I understand their brand is more important than half the other things that go around them. And if you can love Trish Stratus, for all the haters, I love Trish Stratus, but you cannot put Trish Stratus here and put Nikki Bella way down the bottom. They are 1 and 1A. Point blank. They are cut from the same cloth. They were brought into this company to not be wrestlers. They were brought in this company to be eye candy and turned their careers around into being the great women wrestlers they had became. Sports entertainment wrestlers they became. So at number 4, the Bella Twins. At number 3, Chyna. Number 2, Trish Stratus. And you already know who number 1 is. The greatest female wrestler of all time, Charlotte Flair. I will post this in every group. I'm not ashamed. I love that I love this list. I want to know what you thought about this list. I love this list, but there it is. 4 reasons why. Are they known? Their impact on their era, the storyline that was created for them, and their wrestling ability. Those are the 4 most important things. And I guarantee those 4 most important things I just named is better, and my list is better than what the hell we saw last night. Vince, you do not have The Fiend. You do not have Randy Orton. You do not have Bloodshed. You have Bad Bunny and a show. I get it. I'm not those fans. I understand, Vince. WrestleMania, for those who forget this, was not made for the wrestlers alone. The wrestlers themselves could not have made WrestleMania what it is. It was about the Cyndi Laupers and the Liberace's and the Muhammad Ali's and Mr. T's and everybody who came forth in these WrestleManias. WrestleMania 2, you go to the NFL, okay? WrestleMania 3, it was Andre and those kind of things. You've always seen stars at WrestleMania. So I get why Bad Bunny is there. I don't like it, but I understand it. It's what has always been in WrestleMania. It's fine. Who else better to take a loss from someone like him than someone like The Miz, who is, to me, untouchable, unbreakable, cannot make a mistake for nothing he does because he's The Miz and he's awesome. You might have to like him, but you got to give that man respect and credit for what he has done for the wrestling business. Again, guys, Go Home show I thought was pathetic. And I think we demand and we want more from the WWE. We deserve it. We need to have it. And that was just terrible, in my opinion. It was absolutely horrific to be a go-home show, Vince. You should be ashamed of yourself. We demand more. If this was about buy rates, what it used to be, who's buying the pay-per-view? I'm not sure people would have bought that. Or people be excited about buying this pay-per-view. Peacock is $250 a month, right? With a discount, right? It was a Peacock Mania is the code if you don't have it. To go to Peacock and spend $250 for the network. But for me, it's about worth $250 at this moment. Yeah, the matches on paper look good, and we have not seen the execution, but the excitement level is only here because it's the excitement level of WrestleMania. I don't think it has anything to do with what we're watching. And there's some matches I'm here for. I'm not complaining about everything. I'm here for Kofi. I'm for KO Mania 5. I want to see him on the stage against Sami Zayn. They've never had a bad match. And for those who say, oh, there's been no storyline build-up for them, they don't need a storyline. They got 20 years of storyline. Anytime they cross paths, that's a storyline. Okay, it's Edge coming back. It's the head of the table, Roman Reigns. I mean, you look at the card, look at the people on the card, if you will. It looks stacked, but it's the execution. It's not excellent, guys. I'm out of here. I just had to give you a little bit of me. All right, I'm just sorry. I was not impressed with last night. Comment below. Let me know what you think about it as well, guys. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.
Everybody's got a price. Everybody's gonna pay. But the $1 million man always gets his way. $1 million man.
Yeah. It's like the illest posse cut right here, man. Sean Watts on the track. Zeus. Don 1. Rude Boy. Quill. The Gift. And yours truly, Fred Knoxxx. I'm 1 in a million with $1 million flow. Fred DiBiase got the power in it though. If it's a problem, let me know, or I suggest you let it go. Cause it ain't worth the problems that'll be knocking at your door. Oh man, please don't make me hurt you. Disrespect the boss, ain't treat it like Virgil. Cause when I write raps, it's beyond your price tag. He's a waste of man.